I'm gonna tell you a story. First thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the call. So, see if I can bang through these quickly enough. Today is my Friday. I got out like, I don't know, half hour early from my day job. It was nice. I think I'm gonna try to delve into being more Jeffrey Savage and Taster Decks this weekend. And try to get into actually making some headway into the Taster Dicks title and picking up where I last left off with my previous titles because I was working on outlining the next Games of Thrones book. Don't try to force it, and I was halfway writing Bug Out, which is the next from the files of the 6 Detective Agency. Before I was able to really before I ended up just like not being able to work on it because I was too busy with working because I was still working in Circle K at the time. I was being a manager, and it was just like I just moved up to from being an assistant manager to being a manager. I just like didn't have time to work on it anymore. So hopefully I'll be working on that. In the meantime, a little bit of an alchemy discovery. So part of the Philosopher's Guard, as near as I can tell, or the Takikaraxa, is 2 parts tin to 1 part lead. And I figured out that it probably is specifically Raja Raga, or Royal Tin. That is the operative tin in question for that. So there's that, and there's that. Also, working on multiple stana. So, considering how things work with Shalita being like a song of 4 parts, and we have like, the Astrakaza where Amon is, where her mind is. We have the Karman Sangita with a causal song where Atman basically chills. And then we have and that's basically the Karman overlaps with the Harmya and the Mahasvatna. And goes down to continued overlap at the Paratana Sangita, or the third sthana, which is has a lot more interaction with the Mahazunya and the Yamsadhana before we get into the physical, or the Nirta sthana, or the dance level. What's a good example of this? So what I was doing, if you watch any of the Go to Conquer videos, effectively what that was is doing something on the Nirtasthana, on the dance sthana, which is a Padiya feast. But then going and using my Arahang, my blessing, to basically activate it or teach it on the Karman sthana, with which would like effectively unite it across Shalita. Especially with the kinds of things that I was doing, which is recording it, which created an impression in the Pratibimba Leka and the Akesha Leka, because it would reflect both in the mirror image and in the digital record, just because I did it that way. Which is an indication of just like me trying to work on multiple sthana, or multiple levels of Shalita at the same time, and even actually in some cases trying to work on the same sthana, because like Akesha, like digital stuff actually resonates, has a very is very in tune with the Mahasvatna Harmya. It's also in tune with, because it's carried on machines. It's also actually really in tune with the Mahazunya. But like in a different way. It's like I really have it's a Vajra thing. It's an intersection thing. It's really hard to explain other than the fact that like by the nature of what the internet is, it's a very much of a Vajra cause. It's very much of an intersectional space, between our ideas and the physical. Like it just is. So when you're doing Divya stuff, Divya sometimes. Oh, here's a good example. Like Divya magical stuff usually requires work on the Karman, on like the causal level. Whereas Guya Sthana stuff, like mystical stuff, can and does often reach, usually through the Harmya or through the higher akaza of the Yamasadana, um, gets into the causal stuff, but it's more like a bridge for like the Puratanasthana. Like it's more deeply tied of like your spirit animal. Like that's not a bunch of BS. Like a lot of people use it as a bunch of BS, but like it's actually a very real thing for Manavids for their Varnika, for their like their masks. It's a very important thing to them. All right, but so like an example of the Gona chakra working on multiple sthana, for example, food in general, anasara, generally speaking, with like syncs well with the nirta sthana, with the dance level, with the physical, and alcohol, um, drinks in general. Drinks in general tend to sync well with the Puratanasthana. With the Peya tends to sync well with the Puratanasthana, which like connected with the Akaza Kamasa, the cup overflowing with ether. It's like cups and drinking. Yes, this makes sense. And alcohol, because of the nature of actually just what alcohol is, it's a it's a flammable substance. It tends to react to people like on a soul level. It's hard to explain, but like beyond that, I mean, like when people say like when people have talk about having like the devil of alcoholism, like that's actually kind of almost like a very real like Patman Sapa. That's almost like an actual like it's the Madhya Patman. It's the wine demon. I mean, it's the wine devil. Like now, like I'm not dismissing the fact that like people make their own choices. I'm not. Like I can't, because part of the part of the Madhyapatman existing is the fact that people choose to let the Madhyapatman run their life. Like, is there one Madhyapatman? Yes and no. I mean, there's for every person who has a wine devil. Like, yeah, there's a wine devil for each of them, and there's only one at the same time. That's sort of how Agrori and like groups up like group entities work. But anyway, I've rambled a bit, and I think I lost. I think I buried my lead somewhere. So I'm gonna just say, dream safely, everyone. This is Oracle. I'm the one who's talking to you. Dream safely out there in the weave.